We often confuse ambition and greed. At first glance, they can look similar. Both are powerful motivators that drive us to act, to strive, and to reach for more than we have. Both push us forward, but their destinations are worlds apart. The difference between them is subtle, yet it shapes the entire course of our lives. Ambition is the desire to reach a specific goal, a finish line you can see and work toward. You might want to write a book, run a marathon, or build a safe home for your family. Ambition gives you a sense of direction, a purpose that guides your actions. When you achieve that goal, ambition lets you feel satisfaction and peace. There's a moment to pause, to celebrate, and to truly enjoy what you've accomplished. It's a journey with a clear, fulfilling end. Ambition, when healthy, is a source of pride and contentment. Greed, however, is a bottomless pit. It's a hunger that can never be satisfied, no matter how much you achieve or acquire. It's not about achieving something specific, it's about wanting more, always more. Greed is restless, always searching for the next thing. If ambition is a ladder, greed is a treadmill you can never get off. No matter how fast you run, you stay in the same place chasing an ever-moving target. The greedy person achieves one goal, but joy is fleeting. The satisfaction fades almost instantly, replaced by a new craving. The mind instantly latches onto the next bigger thing. There's always something more to want, something just out of reach. The goalposts keep shifting, making contentment impossible. Greed keeps you running, but never arriving. Greed is not a drive. It's an addiction. It feeds on itself, growing stronger the more you give into it. Consider two chefs. The ambitious chef opens her own restaurant, serves her community, and feels fulfilled. She finds meaning in her work and joy in her achievements. The greedy chef opens one, then another, then dreams of a global chain, never satisfied, always chasing more. No matter how much he expands, it's never enough. He measures himself against bigger competitors, feeling inadequate despite his growing empire. This distinction matters. It's the difference between fulfillment and frustration. Are we striving for a goal that brings peace, or are we caught in a cycle of wanting for wanting's sake? It's a question worth asking ourselves often. Ambition can be healthy, leading to accomplishment and rest. It allows us to grow, to learn, and to enjoy the fruits of our labor. Greed, in contrast, is self-imprisonment. It locks us in a cage of our own making, where nothing is ever enough. It promises happiness, but delivers only anxiety and emptiness. The more we chase, the more hollow we feel inside. It's the endless chase for a horizon that recedes as we approach it. The finish line is always moving, always just out of reach. Greed leaves us exhausted and spiritually impoverished. It drains our energy and steals our joy, leaving us empty-handed. Ambition ends with fulfillment. Greed never ends. One gives you a sense of completion, the other keeps you endlessly searching. The difference is not just personal, it shapes our lives and our world. Societies built on ambition thrive. Those consumed by greed fracture. Recognizing which force drives us is the first step to freedom. It's a moment of clarity that can change the direction of our lives. Are you climbing a ladder or running on a treadmill? The answer changes everything. Choose wisely and let your ambition lead you to a life of meaning and peace. Where does greed come from? What is it that drives us to want more, even when we already have enough? It's rarely born from strength or confidence. Instead, it often grows out of a sense of lack or emptiness inside us. More often, it's rooted in fear, a scarcity mindset formed in childhood when we learned to worry that there might not be enough to go around. If we grew up with instability or neglect, we may fear there's never enough, even when we have plenty. That anxiety can linger for years, shaping our choices and desires. Envy also fuels greed, especially in a world of constant social comparison. We measure our worth against what others have. Social media bombards us with images of others' perfect lives, triggering inadequacy and the urge to keep up. The pressure to match these curated realities can be overwhelming. Greed isn't about what we want, but what we see others having. It's a reaction to the world around us, not just our own needs. Entitlement plays a role too. The belief that we deserve more, that rules don't apply to us, and that we're owed something extra. For some, greed is a way to prove superiority, a misguided attempt to fill an internal void with external validation and recognition. Ultimately, greed is a mask for fear and insecurity, a strategy to gain control in a chaotic world, to shield ourselves from uncertainty. The person obsessed with accumulating may be terrified of losing control or facing vulnerability, so they cling to what they can count. They believe more money or status will bring safety, but it's an illusion that never truly satisfies the deeper need. Greed is a hungry ghost, forever eating but never full, always searching for something it can never quite grasp. It tries to satisfy a spiritual hunger with material things, and always fails, leaving us emptier than before. Greed isn't just psychological, it's a deeply rooted part of our biology, shaped by millions of years of evolution. It's wired into our brains, influencing our thoughts and actions in ways we often don't realize. When we get what we want, a bonus, a new car, or even a flood of social media likes, our brain releases dopamine, the pleasure chemical that makes us feel good and crave more. This reward circuit motivates us to pursue goals, but it also has a dark side that can lead us astray. Over time, the brain adapts. The first bonus thrills us, the 10th barely registers. We need more for the same high, and the cycle repeats endlessly. This is the same mechanism behind addiction, whether to substances, behaviors, or even success itself. Greed becomes a behavioral addiction, trapping us in a cycle of needing more just to feel normal, never truly satisfied. Chronic greed can even alter our brains, weakening the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for judgment, self-control, and long-term planning. With the brain's brake pedal weakened, we become more impulsive, less empathetic, and more likely to act without thinking. Greed hijacks our higher thinking, putting primitive reward-seeking in charge and sidelining our better judgment. It's not just a moral failing, it's a biological trap that can ensnare anyone, regardless of willpower. The pursuit of more becomes automatic, unconscious, and often invisible to those caught in its grip. Understanding this helps us see why greed feels so compulsive, and why it's so dangerous to individuals and society. Compassion is needed, but so is vigilance, as we work to break the cycle and reclaim control over our desires. The struggle against greed is ancient. In Rome, Crassus's insatiable hunger for wealth ended with molten gold poured down his throat, a warning echoed through history. Myths like King Midas, who turned everything to gold and lost what mattered most, show how greed becomes a curse. The Chinese Tao Te, a monster that devours itself, symbolizes how greed consumes the self. Religions warn against greed. The Bible, Hindu texts, and the Quran all condemn the love of wealth over human connection. These stories aren't relics, they're timeless insights. Our obsession with endless accumulation is an old vulnerability. The path of greed may be paved with gold, but it leads to isolation and ruin. When greed becomes a celebrated value, it unbalances society. The result? Staggering wealth inequality. A few accumulate fortunes at the expense of many. The 2008 financial crisis was fueled by reckless greed. Ordinary people paid the price. Corporate scandals and environmental destruction are symptoms of systemic greed. The tragedy of the common self-interest depletes shared resources, harming everyone. Climate change is driven by profit prioritized over sustainability. History shows that extreme inequality and elite greed can collapse civilizations. When the gap grows too wide, trust and stability crumble. Greed makes society not just unfair, but fragile. Greed's most intimate damage is to our relationships. It turns people into instruments or obstacles, not friends or partners. Friendships become transactional, loyalty and trust erode. In romance, greed manifests as workaholism or material obsession, leaving partners neglected and intimacy fading. Greed is contagious. One person's selfishness can poison families and workplaces. Siblings fight over inheritance. Colleagues compete instead of collaborating. The greedy may achieve short-term goals, but end up isolated and distrusted. Greed builds walls, not connections. The ultimate tragedy. In chasing more, we lose what matters most, our bonds with others. True happiness comes from connection, not accumulation. Is greed always bad? Some argue that a controlled form of self-interest can drive progress. Entrepreneurs seeking wealth may create jobs and innovation. The greed is good ethos claims that self-interest benefits society through competition. There's a kernel of truth. Ambition can motivate, but greed is insatiable and easily turns destructive. Studies show more money doesn't equal more happiness. Materialism often leads to less satisfaction. The line between healthy drive and harmful greed is thin. When self-interest becomes the goal, it leaves a wasteland of connection and meaning. Greed is a natural impulse, but we can manage it through honest self-reflection. Ask, do I always need more to feel happy? Do I envy others' success? Have I compromised values for gain? These are red flags. Shift from a scarcity mindset to sufficiency. Recognize you have enough. Practice gratitude. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. Define your own enough. Set a finish line for your ambitions. Manage your environment. Unfollow envy-inducing social media. Spend time with people who value meaning over wealth. Generosity is a powerful antidote. Giving breaks the hoarding instinct. With self-reflection, gratitude, and generosity, we can tame greed. The path to peace starts within. The battle against greed is about defining a good life. Consumer culture tells us happiness is bought, but this is a dangerous lie. The pursuit of more leads to anxiety and isolation, not satisfaction. True wealth isn't a number, it's found in relationships, purpose, and everyday joy. Contentment requires a radical shift in values. Invest in people, seek experiences, practice gratitude, discover the peace of enoughness, the sense that you have all you need right now. Greed is part of being human, but it doesn't have to define us. By understanding its roots and making conscious choices, we can choose a different path. Riches are found in connection and meaning, not accumulation. The richest person isn't the one with the most, but the one who needs the least. This timeless wisdom offers a way out of the chase. Choose contentment and find lasting peace.